Good evening and welcome to the Post Cafe. It is where artists comes alive. The spoken word brings forth the inner creation of hidden treasures, expressing tones of lyrics felt within the soul, a vibration that brings stories untold. This platform represents artists of all backgrounds, be it writers, singers, spoken word, artistic expressions, and painting, literature, poetry, and a journey through life. Mystery seeks to bring new ideas and opportunities through the mind at all levels. Wherefore my time leaving tomorrow on the wings of yesterday, where birds fly higher than the mystery of dreams never knew. Why do mellow sounds ring silently without ever leaving memories of my lonely blues? We walk by the calls of nature, sing in harmony, pray for the love of the skies, and dance with the stars like a feminine ballerina, gazing across the stage in her soft-toed ballerina shoes. Welcome to the Artists of Poetry Cafe show, Poetically Speaking, hosted by Terry Benjamin and Ron C. McCrae. As delighted as we are, we can't wait to engulf a new wave of presenting this platform to our audience. So, sit back and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Now, let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. This is May. This is Poetically Speaking, the place for the spoken word. And we're with you every Thursday and Sunday, Thursday from 6 to 7 and Sunday from 5 to 6. And I want to welcome our community. I know you're out there, so looking forward to reading your comments. And really, we have always a special program here for you. Today's agenda, modes of survival. What is your mode of survival? We want to talk about that. The quote of the day is, "In the darkness of night, if you never give up, morning will come with a bright light that you yourself brought forward." And this is from Ali Marshall Rico, retired teacher in the Newark Public School System, who you'll get the chance to find a little bit more about. But as always, it's my great pleasure to have you be entertained and educated by Ron's poetry. What you got for us tonight, brother?
I'd like to start with this here. I have actually a couple, but then sure. I'd like to start with this because it ties into the topic and the theme as we move forward. So again, this is from the book, as I always bring forth, What Are the Leading Causes of Life? A prescription for living your highest and best. So I'd just like to read this short piece right here. Take it from Dr. Evans, PhD. Patience is persistent that appreciate the journey but never loses sight of the destination. The work of self-discipline, service, faith, and patience builds spiritual capacities. It's worth repeating that work is a gift. It is the means by which people can do more and better. It is a gift given to all equally. The gift of work says all have the opportunity and the ability to do more and better. Work is a life gift. It is a gift for life. It is a gift that adds life and adds to life.
Yes. It's very profound and very timely. Yeah. And what's the name of that book again?
What are the leading causes of life?
Of life.
Leading causes of life. A prescription for living your highest and best by Dr. Thurman E. Evans.
That's right.
MD, PhD.
He's qualified. So again, I like the fact that you're giving us some serious food for thought. And this whole evening is going to be, and I want to give my community a heads up. You know, we're going to go into some deep subjects tonight, but we're going to present them in a way that you're going to really appreciate. So, Ron, please continue. Give us some more of your good stuff right there.
Yes. I have a good one for the end.
Oh, yeah.
To make everybody laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Let me read this one here. Bridge over tranquil water. Tranquil water calms and soothes the soul. Bathing in the midst of a pleasurable moment releases toxin from the outside world. I find myself in a place that welcomes me home. One I long for, nature's bound. There are calm streams of quietness where the sounds call my name without revealing where I come from. A rhythm and blues singer sings in a language so in tune that my surroundings understand the lyrics I have been unable to comprehend. Yet the vibes evoke feelings within me that encodes a message. I dance in a way that I have never seen or been able to replicate the pattern of their soul. Nature has its way of bringing darkness into its marvelous world of hidden treasures, pure and unadulterated in its natural state. It challenges the power of the Holy Spirit to seduce us into the comfort of waiting for a Savior who said, I'll be there, just call my name. Calling from the depths of the soul to uncover the true jewels beneath the surface. Has anyone ever sought to find it, asked, or even knocked to see if the right door opens for you? Harvest your emotions and cultivate a new you. Remove negativity and purify every inner aspect contributing to your transformation, creating a model that showcases what life offers. Just listen to nature and ask any question it presents. By feeling the soothing pleasure of solitude while gazing into the atmosphere of time, one can experience the inner harmony that has cleared away all unwanted negativity from their system. You are a vessel of time, traveling throughout and embarking on a journey to explore beyond imagination. Where no one else can convey the meaning, your life is one of a kind. Treasure every authentic part as the trees of life purify the air of your soul.
Thank you for that poem. Now it's special time in the program where we bring on our special guest, and Ron is going to read a brief bio, and then you'll be experiencing some poetic greatness right here. Okay, so I don't want to say too much more, but let's bring on our guest.
Okay, I'd like to introduce our special guest for this evening, an author, poetically speaking. She has several that you will be in tune to listening as she herself will present to you. But let me give you a little bit of her background, her bio. Okay. Ali Marshall is a native of Springfield, Arkansas, from the community of Union Chapel, where she grew up, with 10 brothers and 5 sisters. I thought I was doing bad. She now makes her home in Orange, New Jersey, with her husband. She is a retired teacher from Newark, New Jersey school system. She speaks through her poetry. Changes are within me, bridges leaping outward, under and over. Scattered nerves are rocking within me. Sometimes they are creeping crawls. Nerves are crawling inches by inch throughout this body, itching. Happiness, sadness, joy, boldness, serene. These cries are all within me, whooping change, wallop and deep, all mixed in the same bowl. Many steps getting lost, leaving one step hanging on the ladder. Unstable, meeting the same. Life in the raw. Ali has published 5 other books. The ABC Character Builder, Fire in My Bones, Commander-in-Chief, the 44th President, Searching Genealogy, Connecting Phase 1, Sprouts of the Spirit. At this time, we will continue to move forward and welcome our guests.
Yes. And today's agenda is modes of survival. And I'd like to, maybe let's begin with this. What is your mode of survival?
My mode of survival is moving one step at a time. Mm-hmm. And if you can move one step at a time, you can take in your environment. And according to observing yourself and others around you. You know you mustn't stop, because if you stop, you may not be able to start again. Never stop. You continue to move. And how you move, it depends upon the situation. You evaluate and you continue.
Yeah, and again, it's important to have, and I'm talking to my community out there. I see Laretha Foster Brom has checked in. She says, good evening, everyone. And again, mode of survival. How do you move through your day, move through your life? And Ollie gave us a very good description of what it means to her. But I want to go to my brother. What is your mode of survival?
You know, my mode to survival is really thinking about who you are within yourself. Because all of us have a purpose.
That's right.
All of us has a reason for living. The thing is not to sit there and ponder, what am I supposed to do? That in itself says do something.
That's
no matter
right.
what it is. You might be fumbling around, but do something. Because survival means that I have to get from this point where I'm sitting or standing doing nothing to the next inch or the next footstep to get to something somewhere to show that you have made a difference in your life. That's survival. Because again, by sitting still, you can't survive doing nothing.
Well, that's true, because you're sitting still, you become stagnant, you know?
Right.
And there's nothing moving. Now, for myself personally, my mode of survival is my daily routine. Every day, I do 5 things. Every day I do some reading. Every day I do some writing. Every day I do some talking. Every day I do some listening. And every day I do some viewing. And this is important to me because I know when I get up in the morning, I know what my day is going to look like. Now, I may sort of veer from that, but that for me is sustainable. And I think your mode of survival has to be something that's sustainable. It can't be so out of your comfort zone that you can't get back to it. But the thing is that we all write and we all publish, you know, and we all have some great things to share. Yes, you were saying?
I was also going to say, as you were saying, each person have their own mode of survival.
Yes.
And let me say, when things become dark within my world, what I know that I have to do, I have to put my pen to work. Once I put my pen to work, it's almost as if a burden has lifted from me. If I get frustrated and I can't do anything, I put it on paper. And once I put it on paper, that is success for me. And it eased whatever within me. It relaxes me. It tells me you can continue. You can continue. And I think, as you said, everyone must have their own mode of survival. Right. No one has the same element to follow. But it's your obligation to find out what makes you continue. And my thing is, I always keep going one step at a time, but I always end up back with a pen on paper.
Yes, the pen is very, very mighty, you know. And, you know, we have a segment in our program we call Mind, Body, and Books. And what I usually do during that segment, I present a book and I give a little review of it. But community, you know, we're always doing something different. We're always doing something innovative. Now, what we're going to do today is going to be very unique because Mind, Body, and Books, the book that we're going to talk about. So some critics have weighed in on this book, and one critic has said very boldly, he says, this book is brilliant, emotional, and thoughtful. It's called Surviving the Stain of Losing My First Love, but we have the author here to talk about. So would you please introduce your book?
Well, this book says Surviving the Stain of Losing My First Love. Wow. And it is exactly what it does in terms of the title. Okay. And I wrote my thoughts down. And one of the thoughts in my book, it says the stone. A stone knocked on my door yesterday. I let it in because I thought it was cotton. It melted me into pieces. Perhaps it did not even know. It became the first as well as the last. Innocent eyes was hopeless. Cassette closed. The stone left a life torn with its own set of memories. And it was necessary.
Thank you. And what did you say about that? What were you saying about that poem?
It was necessary for me to put that down on paper.
Okay.
And that was one of my survival modes when I wrote that paper,
Okay.
wrote that poem.
Mm-hmm.
And another survival mode of mine, I called the bed.
Uh-oh, look out.
Whoa. You might have to shut the show
Yeah, I
down.
might have to. You know.
I don't think so. It just deals with reality
Oh,
here.
look out.
There were days the bed became my survival. It rescued me when I needed it. It comforted and delivered me into a world of silent tears. A selfish prayer echoed from my lips. There was days the bed became my survival. It was my savior. I thought it was the destruction of me, not having you. I could not see it was not to be. God mercy had me in his grace at that time. There was days the bed became my savior. Reality came and I proceeded with life. Each step became a journey. Tasks of survival moved on with mandatory chores. There was days the bed became my truly savior. It was me who suffered while you went on with your glorious life. I tried to excavate the creative dreams I had of you, but you was not my creep caller, and you were beyond my control. You were the creep crawler.
Whoa.
Wow.
Many can relate to that. That bed sometimes becomes a comfort. Our community checking in. Aretha Foster Brom is in the house. Richard Medley is in the house, and Tony McQueen is in the house. Okay, so they got your eye. They got their eyes on you, my sister. You were going to say something about that particular poem? Because I see it elicited something from you. Right?
No, it's like the poem was right on point. And again, as you indicated, the bed becomes our comfort no matter what we're going through, especially survival. And even as you indicated before, my first love, that all ties in because that's what so many, look, I don't think there's anybody on the face of the earth that have not experienced any one of those. But the thing is, we survived and we are here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we move on, And so take us through the book a little bit more because, again, the title is just so intriguing. Surviving the Stain of Losing My First Love.
This one is called Postman.
Oh.
The postman came and went, wordless. I stood, fighting back an ocean of tears. The phone rings and hope rises. It dwindled as the voice of another was heard, fighting back the brisk wind as I walk. I have desperately tried to rid of old feelings. They just keep resurfacing. Had it been puppy love or not? Maybe it wasn't love. Maybe it was just all addition to experiencing me for the first time.
These poems are on the money, and again, and so relatable. I think I know sometimes I remember when I was in school, I didn't like poetry, and the only reason I didn't like it because I couldn't understand it. But as I took the time to really to read it, and then also read poets that I could relate to, And so I want to say to you, your poetry is very relatable, and for me, that makes it a winner. You know, our community is commenting here. Tony McQueen says, "Keep up the great work. Thank you for sharing." That's for you. That's it. You know, so again, as we go through our program, we're going to have people comment, and we're going to have our discussion as well.
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting, and we can always tell when we're on point without even knowing we're on point, because every session that we have, every time we come together, whether it's an artist or even just my brother and I, we always end up in line with a topic that the author may read, or from their experience, our poetry, or music for lit. Everything ties in, and that's what's important, because it's more important to you that we present to you for you to let us know that we are doing something to help heal each and every person's soul. Bring a smile upon your face, no matter if you're in bed, comforting up under the pillow, mad at the bed, or whatever the case may be. But we are here to have a little sense of humor, to enlighten each and every person, because you enlighten us, and we truly want to thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We do, and Ollie, before we go into the next segment, my question for you is, what is your writing process? Do you have to be? Does it have to be quiet? Does it have to be in a certain room, a certain chair? How do you
I don't have a writing chair.
Sound like you.
I don't have a writing room. No. I can write anywhere. It depends on the thoughts that reflect upon me. I can, if something goes on, and if it's within my thought, if it hits me, I need to write about it.
Okay.
If it's something that's hurting, that's keeping me, that I need to take off of my mind, it's almost like a counselor. It's almost like going to a psychiatrist, and poetry is my psychiatrist, I think, because once I write it, I feel a sense of relief. I'm not going to say it goes away, but that feeling of anxiety has lessened that was within me. Poetry to me is it's a story within itself.
Yes.
Everyone has poetry within them.
Oh, yes.
I don't know whether they take the time to express it, but you should try. If not, they should try taking up a journal and writing their thoughts down, and they will realize the thoughts that have brought them forth beyond where they was.
I think one of the problems, and we talk about this quite a bit, is that a lot of times, I know for myself, when I was 9 years old, I told my mother I want to be a writer, you know? And I didn't need anybody to validate that. I don't need anybody to tell me that that's what I'm going to be or that's what I'm going to do, because I found it within myself. And but let me ask you a question. Can you teach someone to write poetry? Is that possible?
You know, I'm going to tell you a story.
Please.
I was in the 10th grade, and my English teacher, her name was Miss English, she had required that the student write a poem. And I immediately said, I can't. I felt that I couldn't. I felt that my thoughts of ability to put my thoughts down on paper, I could. I felt insecure within myself.
Okay.
And perhaps the class knew me better than I knew myself.
Yes.
And the English teacher knew me better than myself.
See that?
And what happened, everyone in the class said, I know you can do it. Do it. I know you can do it. And they clapped.
Pushing you, right?
And they clapped, and it was amazing. So I sit there. Within 3 minutes, I had written something.
See that?
And there was also, and the English teacher said, and you said that you couldn't write, and you said that you couldn't write, and the other student in the classroom said, I think that's one of the best poems that has been presented today.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I mean, and I think sometimes you don't know yourself, and I knew my anxiety that I had within me when I wrote those thoughts down. It was like a relief within myself.
Yeah, and one of the things that I just want to ask you before I go over to my brother here. Now there is a difference between writing and publishing. What's the difference? Because a lot of people write poetry, but for some reason it doesn't get to this stage. How do we get from the manuscript to the actual publication? How does that happen?
Well, there are several steps you may take.
Okay.
One step, you do a collection. You write a collection of thoughts. You write a collection. First thing you have to write a collection of thoughts. Make sure that you have thoughts to put in enough to compose a book. And once you have composed a book, you submit it to several publishers.
Okay.
Now, it may not be traditional publisher may not pick it up. So if a traditional publisher does not pick it up, maybe a self-publisher may pick it up.
Okay.
And if a self-publisher may pick it up, what happened? You go through the self-publish, and you get it. They get it through Amazon, and you can publish the book through Amazon.
Okay.
I mean, Amazon. It's available through Amazon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but again, it takes forethought and it takes action. Ron, you got something to say about that?
Just in short, and I just want to say this in short because that is the sister, and we always identify our guests, brothers and sisters, even although artists.
Yeah.
As innocent as a child, and as you was presenting when the question was posed to you, what is the thoughts? And what's so important as when you look at a child express whatever he or she is going through, whatever he or she is feeling, even in school. And as the author said, our sister says, well, I didn't know, I'm afraid. But some child will take that moment to express something, even if it's drawing a picture. Poetry is what's in you, but it's only when you bring it to life. Because everything that's hidden inside, nobody don't know. But it's your voice, it's your inner. Even though you may not be one to be on stage to physically express it, but through your journal, through your writing, through your books, through your pictures, all of that. And that's why when we open up here, we talk about, artistic expressions, whether it's a literature, writing, singing, whatever the case may be, it's in you.
And that's beautiful. And what it means really is that if you have the inspiration, if you have the determination, you can make this happen for yourself. Because again, you could go to an outside publisher, but like you said, you can self-publish, where you put, basically, what you do is you put your money where your mouth is, because a lot of people are waiting for somebody to put them on. But you know what? You can put yourself on. And the beautiful thing about our guest this afternoon is that she has several books that she has written. And I know that when Ron told me about her, first thing I did, I went on Amazon. And I said, wow, it's quite a few books here. I didn't know what book to actually that I should purchase. But there was a book that sort of caught my attention, And I looked at the cover. I said, well, she got these candles here. I guess that represents the 7 principles, And then I'm looking, with the first fruits on the bottom here. And the name of the book, and I love the titles, is Fire in My Bones. That really says a lot to me, in terms of what this book is going to be about. And so this is our Food for Thought segment. And I titled this here, Ali Marshall Rico, speaking through her poetry. So I'm going to let her do that. Please, would you speak through your poetry?
All right. Fire in My Bones is written in 4 parts. And what I will do, I will do section 1. I will do a couple poems from section 1.
Okay.
And from section 1, there's a poem titled Hate. And it says, my mind possessed the power to hate as it does to love. When the world turned to me with pain and you are not there to console me, I began to hate you. The thought of your warm touch on a cold winter night become repulsive. I lose the thought of having fallen in love with you. And the other one is called No More.
No more.
And No More is Cast this unwanted body no more. There are no more iron, only frails of paper blowing through the wind. The power to exist has been discarded as useless. All wounds have been passed and repassed until there are no more room for incision. Cast this unwanted body no more. And I will end with the first section with breathing. Help me breathe, sister. I need to breathe. The days are long and the nights are short. The wind is low and the voices are high on the road. My senses are dangling on rope edge. Help me breathe, sister. I need to breathe. Take my hand to sustain me. The sand is too grating. The blissful sun merciless. Quicksand has stiffened the body to a pill kill. Trying has sunk to a dry cry. Help me breathe, sister. I need to breathe. Take this day and make me tomorrow. Let your energy become mine. Forces cannot be missed and survive without your strength. Your endurance will sustain my survival. Help me breathe, sister. I need to breathe. This frail body need not be broken. With your body anchored on solid shore, you can take this mind and make it strong. Your endurance will sustain my survival. Your endurance will create my new song. Help me breathe, sister. I need to breathe. I'm going to skip a little bit out of order.
All right.
I'm just going to go directly to the last part of the book.
Okay.
I normally would let this be last when I'm doing this in section, but I'm going to do this now. It's called Kneel, Kneel.
Uh-oh.
Me, my being, kneel, kneel. Here I am, kneel, kneel. Winning, spinning, glorifying, kneel. Correct me, connect me to the whole. Coming, going, expressing the greatness of a people. Promoting, preserving, expanding, and guiding the legacy of a people. Reconnecting, respecting the humanity that flows with significant historical contribution. Kneel, kneel. Freedom, connecting, chain links to the whole. I am whole through you. Connect me. We are one. Kneel, kneel.
I love it. And our community loved it as well, because we have Dina Robinson, and she said, Terry and Ron, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. and Ollie, this cover, I mean, I could stare at this like, as a matter of fact, I could put this on my wall, okay? So my question to you is, who did the cover, and what was the idea behind the cover?
Well, through life, there are all type of changes.
Okay.
But I use that cover because to me, that cover unifies a community. And that's why I went out of order. I wanted to jump to the back of the book somewhat and do kneel, kneel. And you know what kneel, kneel means.
Yes.
Kneel, kneel means purpose.
Purpose, yes.
So that's why I went out of order a little bit.
Yeah.
And we, as a people, must support each other.
Yes, I agree.
We must connect to each other. We, as a people, have survived through the trials and tribulation of our ancestors.
Yes.
We think it's hard for us now,
Yeah.
but think about the tribulation that they went through. So I just thought that it was significant. I know I have challenges. I know I'm going through challenges, but those challenges compares nothing to what our ancestors have gone through.
That's right.
And I know my book is arranged in section, first, second, section first, second, third, and fourth, and the fourth really deals with the highlight of a people.
Yes.
Something that we should practice, and I wanted to discuss that just in case that was an element of the time.
Yeah.
And I can go back to the second and third, but I wanted to get to that.
No,
unless there's a question that someone wants to pose to me.
Well, that's really important, and one of the things that I always talk about, we sometimes we save our best for special months. Well, I mean, this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. Next month is Black Music Month, and then we have Black History Month, and we have Women's History Month. And I say that any day we want to celebrate that.
Well, I don't think.
Whatever.
I think what the back of the book, what this picture represents, is not a special time element. It's something that we should be practicing all the time.
Yes, I agree.
It's something that we should encircle. One of the poems, I think, I don't know whether I read that poem or not, but it talks about the challenges that we have as a race.
Right.
But in spite of those challenges, we still are a community. And we are a community, and we stand strong, although we are branded with the slave name.
Yeah.
And how we are branded because across that middle pass, we lost our birth name. And so we do acknowledge our branded name because we have no other choice.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to, but yet and still, we need to be connected. We need to be connected to our ancestors.
Yeah, we do. And what I love about the book here is that you actually have a poem for each of the 7 principles.
Yes, I do.
And there's also a poem in there called Harambe.
Harambe.
Yeah, that's what I said, brother. Your comment.
Let me stick it out.
It's interesting to show as we talk all the time how the spirit works.
Okay, please.
In collaboration. Now, what this sister just expressed is what we talk about all the time.
That's right.
And Sister Ruby Shivers talk about it on a regular basis all the time. We try to make that connection consistently with you that's listening to us. We must. It has to be a must that I must connect with my ancestors. Our ancestors is who we are today.
That's right.
As long as we stay separated, we're really separating ourselves from our history. But we can't talk about our history if we don't connect today to bring it to the future. So the sister is right on point. No matter how you look at it, we must today, at the sound of our voice, at the moment we come on air, we need to continue to make sure we connect with somebody.
Yeah, because in the book here, I'm trying. Let me help you if I can. It says,
you want me to do that?
Yeah, strength through Harambe on page 68. Do you have that?
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, please.
Strength through Harambe.
I love that.
Harambe. A powerful force within unity strength. Standing tall, embraced with many, you shall not fall. And intertwine and circle, reinforced with inner strength. Sister searching, reaching, and touching the harmonies of oneness. Harambe, a powerful force within unity strength. Running with strength, honoring those ancestors in multiples of 7. Trudging on, struggling together in unity. Ancestor, wisdom, guiding, and moving as us into the future. Harambe, a powerful force within unity strength. Submitting willingly to the Creator, demonstrating the Nago Saba principles. Sisters serving as models within the content of their lives. Sister reassessing and reconnecting their lives to the family, the community, and the nation. Harambe, a powerful force within unity strength. Remembering the ancestors, rejoicing with oneness, struggling on, trudging the richness of tomorrow. Powerful sisters, greeting with unity, gathering untamed thoughts, building a new world free of gain. Harambe, a powerful force within unity strength.
Now, again, our community, we got people excited. Now, Laretha says, I could not have endured the hardships of my ancestors. And El Toli du Soleil, good Thursday evening, beautiful people. Now, Ali, I got you in a roll here. I want to go to the next poem here, An Ancient Path. I think that would be
What
definitely...
page is that? What
that's
page?
right next to the Strength of Harambe.
Oh, An Ancient Path.
Yes, An Ancient Path. I think that really really brings us into our ancestors in a very powerful way. Would you read that for us, please?
Okay, I will. Okay. An Ancient Path. Ancient African woman, let the mill paths tell the story. Race skirt follow the squealing stomach. Hurt eyes gleam, due morning. River blue flow red. River blue flows red. Ancient African woman, let the mill paths tell the story. Women sway astute pattern rules. Women wisdom embedded crying on future. New land filled with sand of tears. Ancient African woman, let the mill paths tell the story. An ancient child face not with wisdom. Triumph time echoes tomorrow night. Hollow tree story, eyes flow red. Ancient African woman, let the mill paths tell the story. Yesterday child shame shields not. The ecstatic oblivion pain plunked away. An ancient past flows on river red, anchored on the mill passage.
That is powerful. What say you, my brother? I want you to get in on this good stuff here.
Oh, I'm speechless.
Not you.
Yeah, because everything that this sister have read and all the pieces that she have written ties into what we constantly try to encourage, and we are inspired ourselves.
Yes.
And see, this is not about competition. No. It's about everybody who's inspired about what's inside of you, what you have learned. That's what it's all about. And we're sharing these stories. We're sharing the emotional feelings. We're sharing the darkness of our past to bring it to the present of a marvelous light. Right. Because there's no tomorrow without us shining together in this moment. And that's what's important. And just in short, and I don't exactly know the chapter offhand, but I know Jeremiah said the exact same thing, like fire shut up in my bones. So that excitement, that thrill, that aggressive inferno, you have to bring it out and shine upon the world, upon the community, because we need each other, especially today.
Yes. And again, I mean, the title is just brilliant, Fire in my bones. And when I read, I thought about that scripture that you mentioned, because again, I mean, it's such a thing where it's just you got to let it out. You got to let it out, And again, just going into our Bible, Ollie, would you turn to page 28 in your book here? Because again, I mean, this is how I feel right now. Okay, I'm gonna get real personal right now. You know.
Damn.
I mean, and, you know, and Laretha, she says here that was deep. Okay, now if you thought that was deep at this point, this poem is entitled "Dance."
Dance.
All right.
Come, dance with those ancestors.
Woo.
When hollow tears ripped at their faces.
Yes.
Come, dance with those ancestors. When only the extended family operated. Come, dance with those ancestors. When creativity's sprouted out. Wade in the water. Look over Jordan. Go down, Moses.
Yes.
Come, dance with those ancestors.
Yes.
When self-refueling and self-generating stood abreast while the race root bonded. Come, dance with those ancestors. When the two played chess, the pawn won the game.
So like dance. Now, my brother, you said you had something special for us, and again, I don't want to run out of time before you share it with us because the time is gone. I told you, didn't I tell you? Once we start the thing, it goes like a bullet train. Robert Cabestock, he says on deck. Laretha says dancing keeps you youthful. My brother, give us something special here, you know.
I had a little humor, but now
No, we can still laugh. We can
all
still
that-
laugh. Yeah,
but
we can dance and laugh at the same time. Yeah.
Let me read this one because this one came to me. You know, things as my sister was saying, things hit you in the moment. And when something hit you, have to kind of express it. So let me read this. This one is titled Parasites. Parasites are invaders along with many other outsiders, unwanted intruders seeking to conquer your freedom. Other invaders are leeches, viruses, harmful bacteria, all in the realm of sucking the life out of you without an invitation. Their mission and purpose are to find their freedom without paying the cost. They are just freeloaders roaming in the shadows of death, preying on the living that they are to surrender to the cause of a burial tomb without any life form, just premeditated death upon the living. Leeches are parasites, and many others are. Parasites are family members, friends, associates, and the uninformed beggars on the streets asking for what you earn, labor for just to be a victim of wealth and health, and not captive to any form of death that they choose to rob you of. Held hostage to a whipping post at their mercy without any consideration of being innocent. Your body does not belong to freeloaders, squatters, just because they think they have found an abandoned mine open to the public. A sign stating no intruders, no trespassing without any rights. They don't ask what works for a living becomes part of a vision to inspire a new life among living, spreading something positive for new growth versus growth to die. For by slowly sucking the life without any thought to pay back or apologize for getting just an insult of twisted lips, fumbling lies, and intentionally forget to remember what they took and stole from you. Parasites, viruses, or any other unwanted invaders that destroy the life of living the best life that God has given. Do you know anyone with that magnitude of self-authority? Inquiring minds wants to know.
It's just a beautiful evening, and our community is on fire here. Dina Robbins says that was the queen, and Itoli de Sulu says, I love to dance, and I absolutely agree that dancing keeps you youthful. Thank you for sharing this beautiful poem with us, you know.
Thank you for receiving it.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, we're more than receptive in the poem Parasite. I mean, understand that the parasite sometimes just sort of sucks the host and gives nothing back. But see, here, what we want to do with our community, we want to give back. It's like a circle, you know. We give and we get back, you know. Now, community, brothers and sisters, our kings and queens, this woman has many, many books. Now, we only were able to really to get in 2 books this evening. The book, Surviving the Stain of Losing My First Love, and this book here, Fire in My Bones. So we're going to have her come back, you know. And you got another book. What is that book that you have holding up there? What is
The
that book?
ABC Character Builder.
Okay, and what is that book about? Give us a brief description of that.
When I taught early childhood,
Okay.
I realized that children needed a positive feedback
Yes.
to
yes.
make them feel a sense of being.
Okay.
And what I did, I took the ABCs and I connected to things that was very positive. Like, for an example, I would say A is for Africa, B is for basket.
Okay.
And when President Obama became the president, I rewrote it and I said, B is for the first president of the United States, President Barack Obama.
Yes,
and
yes.
then C is for the Congo. When September comes again, I will be first in class. So what I did, I took the ABCs and I associated them with positive figures,
I love that.
positive things, so the children would have a sense of pride within themselves.
Yeah, because I think at this point we probably have to do a whole new ABCs, okay, and really, like you said, make those ABCs really mean something right now, okay? Because one of the things that I love about the ABCs, and I think about Brother Malcolm X, you know, when he was incarcerated, what he did is that he read the dictionary from A to Z, and what he would do, he would actually write down the definitions, and so that when he got out of prison, he was able to debate anybody because he had that vocabulary, you know. And I believe that we need to look at that, because I sometimes tell my brother, sometimes I feel I was miseducated in my education because I was told to share with others and to play nice and that kind of stuff, and we have examples of greed taking over. And again, it's such a beautiful thing that we have this platform that we can share with you, our sister, our queen. And as always, the time goes too fast. And as always, I give this brother the almost impossible task. And I say almost impossible because he pulls it off. So my brother, I got about 5 minutes. Could you maybe get us together and take us home?
Yes, actually, and I like to go back and take it for 2 minutes. And I want to go back to revisit something. As we identify our guest this evening as an author, a poet, but I know, I know this sister for over 40 years. A wonderful sister. I met her many years ago. She is a sister of the order, fraternal order of Queen Esther. The queens of stars.
Look out.
Eastern stars, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah,
so again, as we know, the galaxy had many stars. This sister is one of those stars. And so again, I've known her for many years, been wonderful. And I don't say that just to impress. I say that because I have experienced the interaction with her. She hosts Kwanzaa every year at her house. She welcomes people. So again, those who have not, again, reach out to, find out. The doors is open to continue to embrace Kwanzaa, because that's what we was talking about. Right. You know, a community coming together. We don't know each other until we come together. Every star in the universe knows each other. How come we don't?
Yeah. And what I would say about Kwanzaa, first of all, I'm going to put you on blast here. I expect, and I'm with my community, I expect to be invited to the next Kwanzaa celebration, okay? I'm just going to put that out there for you. and one of the things that I want to say about the 7 principles, there's 7 days in a week. What I like to see us do is that, and don't have to wait for, for that special case. I would say every day be about the 7 principles, from Sunday to Saturday, every day. We should be about the 7 principles, because that would really tell the truth. We started, what was the day's agenda? the modes of survival. If we follow 7 principles, one principle a day, that would be excellent mode of survival.
Every day.
Every day, you know?
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Absolutely. You're right on point. Every day. Not just once a year, whenever, but every single day.
Yeah. And again, so I community, I'm going to have to say good night to you. Good night to Ali. Good night to Ron. This has been Poetically Speaking, the place for the spoken word. And we're here Thursdays from 6 to 7, and we're here Sundays from 5 to 6. We welcome you to come and enjoy us in this fun and this enlightenment and this education. I always say that we have a community, and the heart of our community is education. Thank you and good evening.